All right, so we started with a 16-inch body wave wig. This is just a closure wig here. And it started off like a brown color, maybe like a 4, kind of, it's like that weird brown color that I don't like the hair usually comes in. So I always like to add color to it. So we added this Beijing, and this is jet black. So this, we're gonna leave this in for about 45 minutes and then rinse it out and let it air dry and apply it. I'll show you how I do my braids and how I apply the wig. All right, thanks. Okay, so now I'm gonna start braiding my hair. I washed and conditioned it, and I'm gonna just add a little coconut oil. I know it's a little ghetto, but it works. So we take some coconut oil and add it to the hair. For the ends, you won't want your ends dry, so while your weave is, or your wig is on your head, you don't want your hair breaking off. So then I'm gonna use some of this Eco Gel. This is gonna help my braids lay really flat. And then I like to use a little jam too to keep a little control. So, all right, stay tuned. I'm getting ready to start. I'm gonna leave a little bit of baby hair out just right here too, so it looks natural. When I get the wig on, I don't want it to look like Dora the Explorer. I want it to look a little natural, so I'm gonna leave just a little something out right here, so then I can do some baby hair. Do nothing like that. Now these braids don't have to be super small or even really perfect. You just want to try to make sure you got all the hair braided in and there's no free hair hanging out, so then it doesn't get caught up in your wig. But you don't want to make them big or lumpy either, because you want your wig to lay flat like it's your hair. You don't want it to be able to be noticeable that it's a wig. Now I'm gonna continue this throughout the whole head from left to right. So it might be about, maybe about 8 or 9 braids. All right, and I'll get back to y'all once I finish. Okay, now this is my head all the way complete. I braided all of these back and then connected them in the back, if you can see back here. And then I sewed it down. I'll show you a more detailed video about this, so you can just go subscribe and I'll show you how to do this one too. But so now we're ready to get the wig on. I'm about to rinse my wig out, condition it, let it dry, and then install, and I'll be right back. She's almost ready to go. She is cleaned and rinsed out. I conditioned her, and then I just pre-plucked it a little bit right around here at the top. I'm gonna finish plucking it once I get it on my head, because I don't want to take too much hair out, because it is just a closure. So I don't want to pluck it too much to where my tracks are showing. So I plucked it a little bit. I'm gonna let it dry for about 30 minutes. It should be good, and then ready to install. Okay, so now my wig is dry. I have it on. I have it sewed around the back and around the edges. It's just a little closure piece. So I'm using this glue called Almighty Bond. It's blue and white. You could probably find it at your local beauty supply or whatever, or Amazon. Oops. Okay. So I'm gonna just rub it in. I use a little bit of concealer too, my natural hair concealer, and where I'm gonna get that little mess up. But I'm gonna let this sit for, you know, maybe like a minute, and then I'm gonna do another layer, blow dry it. I'll show you. I'm gonna just clean this little part up. Sometimes the glue gets a little all over the place. So I just blow dry it. Come on, there we go. Try to make sure not to get it in the way. And then you're gonna do 2 applications of this until you get a nice and smooth again, so this will lay real flat. Now I'm going to do another application of the glue right here. Not as thick as the first one, but just a little more so it catches really good. I'm just using the back piece of this rat tail comb. You can use a popsicle stick. I mean, it's kind of better sometimes because it's flatter, but right now this is what I have, so this is what I'm going to use. It works pretty good. As long as you want to get all the right spots. You want to make sure you get it down good. This is my first time doing a closure wig. I usually just do frontals or frontal weave. But I just need a little quick hairstyle for like 2 weeks, so. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the wig down. I already put a little concealer like on the net piece in front. So, okay. There we go. So, yeah, it's down. I'm gonna put a little more right here. You're gonna have pieces where you gotta do that. Sometimes you're gonna get it in your hair a little bit, but you can get it out. I'm gonna just pull that down. Okay. Yeah, I don't like to pull it too much on my forehead because then it make you look like an alien. So I ain't trying to have that look. Okay, so I'm gonna take the back of the rat tail comb and just hold it down for like 10 seconds, just to give it like an extra push, so then it could look natural. And then I already cut around the edges, like just a little baby hair. So you're gonna naturally see the baby hair just come out. That's so it could look natural, you know, because then we ain't gonna be blowing when you're riding in the car or walking or whatever you're doing. And you want it to look as natural as possible. Okay. So now I'm gonna just push, 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 and blow dry, blow dry, blow dry. I'm gonna come back and flat iron it, and then I'll let you see the finished results. Okay, so I just took off my little tie. I told you I cut some baby hair around the edges. And look, it's looking a little cool. I'm looking like I belong to somebody almost. So I'm taking the pressing comb and I'm just flattening the wig as much as I can. I've been doing this maybe for about 3 minutes now. So I'm just gonna go through the whole entire wig and just flatten it down so it can look as natural as possible. I haven't done this side yet, so I'm sure you can see the difference in this side and in this side. So just take it up here and take it back, and then take it through here. All right, and cut. Now I'm taking the pressing comb that you put on the stove, or you can put it in the oven, and I'm just taking it through and pressing the top down and pressing the back down. As you can see, I already started on this side. It's coming out really nice and it's looking real nice and natural and flat. This side you can see I haven't started yet, so you can see the difference in pressing comb and not pressing comb. So I advise pressing comb, especially if you're gonna be wearing your hair straight, and even if not, I mean, it's just making it look more natural and flattened, you know. So I'm gonna do this maybe for about another, 5 minutes and go through the whole head, or 10 minutes, however long it takes. But I'm gonna get this wig as flat as possible, and then I'm gonna just go through and flat iron. But I advise pressing comb. Yes. I also went through with a needle and thread around this part, and I sewed from the left to the right. I just removed some of the hair up and put some hair down and went through the space that's in between here and sewed it down. So then I pulled it so it could lay flatter, and then now I'm going through with the pressing comb, which is also adding to the flatness of the wig, and it's coming out really lovely. I like how my edges look. They look natural. I cut a little bit of the little wings right here just to give me a, like a natural look when I pull it behind my ear, because this is not a lace front 13x6 or 13x4. This is just a closure, but I still want it to look as natural as possible, and I'm liking how it's looking, so far. So I'm gonna keep pressing, and then I'm gonna come back and flatter. Okay? Now you can see I have the wig on. It's looking nice. I still got a couple clips back here, but what I did was, like I said, I went through and just pressed it. I've been pressing it probably for about 30 minutes. So I went through and I just kept pressing the top. I put a little bit of this olive oil mousse to slick it down, and I mixed it with some coconut oil to give it a little bit of shine. And now I'm gonna flat iron it and maybe put little curls at the bottom. I don't know, but I like how it looks already, but I'm gonna just straighten it so it has a more polished look, but it feels flat and secure. I tied it down maybe for about 15 minutes with that glue that I used earlier, and then I took the pressing comb also and went like this too. I just did this a couple times, not getting it right at the top, but just kind of, taking it back. So then it gives a nice natural look with the hair falling back kind of off your face a little bit, and then you just let it do its thing. So I'm about to flat iron it, get going, and then I'll show you the finished look. Yeah. Now, this is the finished look. I went to bed last night. I didn't wind up straightening it because I got a word from the headmaster. He likes it curly, which is my husband. So, I just left it curly. I used some rods, these little rods right here. So I braided it in 2 ponytails, and then I just wrapped the little pigtail around this wand and then made like a circle and slept in it and took it down, and this is the finished look. It's really flat. I did use a little bit of my natural concealer that I use on my face when I usually do my makeup. So I took like a small eyebrow or eyeshadow pencil, you would call it, and I made sure it was real thin. I dipped it, and then I just kind of played around with it at the top and dabbed the spots, and then also plucked the part just a little bit, not over plucked, just plucked a little on this side, little on this side, and then I went through with the little concealer which made it look a lot more natural. And then after wrapping it down for the night. So eventually I might straighten it. I'm gonna do a video on that, but right now I just like it kind of like curly. My husband like it curly, so I'm gonna just leave it like this. It's not a lot of maintenance. I could sleep in my little rods at night, and then, you know, it could be how it is during the daytime. It's still cute. Could run around. I wasn't looking for nothing too glamorous. I was just looking for something kind of everyday. If I need to put on some jeans, a sweatsuit, or, you know, if I need to fix it up and go somewhere, do an event, then I can. But this is kind of just like a weekly little hairstyle. Something nice just to keep me going. And it's clean and it's nice. So thank you guys for tuning in. And I'll have a quick hair talk for you. So subscribe. Thanks. Bye.